So there's been a lot of what seems like drops in crazy days and what's really just kind of a really boring consolidation range between like 543 and 546. What's really stood out to me is that they keep testing lower levels with wicks. That's been really important to me. Another important thing to me has been that they're testing levels while going underneath them, but then not confirming it on the hourly. So what does that mean? For people who aren't familiar with the way that I learned to trade, what I'm saying is that they're literally taking things to the brink of what you would assume is support and doing a lot of fake outs. So a perfect example here is, right, you've got this right here. I'm going to show you. So this break earlier today, right? You see the candle go through, and you probably get really excited. And this is the weekly level, by the way. The white levels are weeklies. If you don't understand monthly, weekly levels, you could read the Halo price action series that we did last month that explains them. But here, you see the level break, and then you might think this is a phantom reversal, but it's not. And then what happens is, of course, they fail to retest, and then we're cleared to go up more. Another way to look at it, though, right, and this is kind of more of the part that I picked up from EE, is I've been looking a lot at this sort of double weekly level here and how it's holding. And so people might see huge drops and think that we're going down, but then you see them wicked above on the hourly. So this technically never broke the level paradigm. This never broke the level paradigm. This never broke the level paradigm. In other words, we're holding support at this level. And if you actually look, what it's really doing is kind of going in an uptrend, right? This is going to be the goofiest uptrend of all time because I'm doing it fast. But you see that basically we're moving up. You see this coming to this downtrend, and eventually those downtrends break. But also you just want to be looking at your levels for ES because, for example, the SPY level that we bounced off of right down here that we kept kind of retesting that zone, this is actually the current week's low. And so then if you look, what they're actually doing is retesting that week's low, right? They retested again today. They might go down there in the overnight session, depending on how ES recovers. So that's kind of what I'm seeing as far as what's happened. So I'll go with Abu and Efficient and kind of get your insight and take on what you've been seeing and what it means. In the realm of, just so you guys know, I'm trying to frame this really quick as Doctor Strangelong, so it's like right, it's basically which okay, pause, right? But right, like the movie, Doctor Strangelove. So in the sense of right, like how you learn to stop worrying and buy the calls. That's kind of what the frame of this is. So,
Oh, that's funny, man.
and
Okay.
I try. So go ahead, guys.
I didn't catch that, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So you guys either or, just go have at it.
Abu, go ahead, man.
No, you get the honors, man. I mean, you are, the guest
Okay.
today, so I want to give you the honors.
Okay, I can tell you what I think, Mel. Let's just talk about ES specifically, since I like talking in terms of those numbers, and I'll just put SPY on it too a little bit for equivalent levels. So, what I see when I see something like this is I see this floor developing, okay, and it's around 5,516 to 5,520, right? Can we see that? Maybe a couple wicks below it, and then we have a big reclaim level at 5,560 to 66 area. Can you see that?
The 5.5. You're right. Are you talking about like 55, 58 ish, that area?
55, 60-ish.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the whole thing. So you can tell when that area reclaims, it's going to probably settle low for the next leg up, right? Okay.
Wait.
So
Explain that a little bit more. Actually, explain that a little bit more.
Well, that's the old resistance,
Right.
the failed support, the back test. So if you reclaim the back test that's already been tested once, that's going to be a reclaim on the second attempt, right?
Right.
Okay. So there's two ways to get long, Dr. Strange long. What I would love to see is a flush tomorrow down to like 5.5, 5,500, 5.5 80s even. And then reclaim the floor that you've been talking about from 5.516 to 5.520. That gives us a long all the way up to that range I talked about in 5.560.
So what you're saying is you see like a little bit of downside to get more upside.
I'm not saying I'm predicting a downside. I'm saying there's two ways to play it. You don't have to short it all, right? So let's say this was going to go down tomorrow, and there's a 50-50 chance, but let's say it's going to go down. To me, if you don't know why bother? Why bother the short when you know that the long is going to work and you have two different levels to reclaim to play that long, right? So you can either wick low, sweep everything out, and play the reclaim of 5.516, or you can reclaim 5.564. And the only way to possibly lose money on that is opportunity cost if you missed the short and it kept going, right?
Okay.
I just not trying to butt into y'all's thing, but efficient, absolutely exactly what I've been waiting for and looking for the historical last week of June kind of historical trend is down for a ramp up in July. Like I'm looking for the exact same thing.
So the thing is it doesn't really matter if it goes up or down though, because it's going to go up eventually. The question is, what's your trigger? Well, if you flush these levels, you have this like floor that you can reclaim that's just going to squeeze. And that's that bull flag thing, that meme we talk about all the time. It's the exact same thing. It's reclaiming this floor. Okay. You have this downtrend that's been tested already, and it's not going to hold. Once it's already been tested once, the second time will break out, right? I mean, probability says that once you test something once, it's more likely to break out than the second time. Just like a reclaim. You know, you don't want a V-shaped recovery. You want it to happen twice. So, to me, you have two levels to watch. You can reclaim up top, and you can send it, or you can flush it and reclaim down here and send it too. I'm not even interested in the short, and I'm willing to watch it drop 25 points just so I know I can get long later. And I'm completely on the same page about the long. I'm just talking about entries.
Right. And then after I say this, I'll have Abu give his opinion. And this will be a good discussion, kind of sort of in that style that we've had with the mentorship ones these days. So the only thing is I get really set on the rules, right? And like, to me, it's just not breaking the rules enough for me to think that they're going to really set a lower low. I feel like minus some wicks on the hourly and a little bit of drama, 55.20 is the proven dividing line. And I feel like it busts out here at this apex.
You're right, but think about it this way. We have two catalysts. We have GDP tomorrow and PCE. Now, we both know catalysts don't really matter as far as what they say, but you're looking for hourly closes. And what I'm saying is we can use those wicks that stop people out and still close above the level. Like, we could chop here all night, right? We could chop from 5.517 to 5.530 all night. We could get that hourly wick, never get a close below 5.520, and that still meets the criteria for your long, even though it wicked down to 5,500 in the meantime.
I got you. I see what you're saying. Right, like they could. So honestly, I'll be completely transparent. I did not realize the GDP's tomorrow, which wouldn't change my price action thesis, right? Abu and you trained me very well on that. But in the sense of, so you could see a little bit of flukiness in the morning. What I would love to see then, so now I'm on your page, I would love to see a big wick down. Right, I'd love to see them go down and just wick it all back up during the session.
Well, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So it could be a wick, but if you're playing futures, you can abuse that, right? And you're not going to be able to grab a call on that wick. But if you know if that candle wicks down and then you close over 5.520 on the hourly, you're good to go, and you're going to squeeze right back up, right?
They could do 54.50.
They could, and that's why I'm not really interested.
I mean, but we kind of did now, right? Right. 55.20, we wicked it, right, and we closed above it, right?
No, I'm saying 54.20.
I think that 55.20 is held. All I'm saying to you is, if we can't hold this level right now, I would like this whole zone to be reset and reclaimed to fuel the upside.
Right. Yeah.
What do you say? Okay, so Abu, what's your take?
Like, this is kind of like, but I'm looking at the price action lately has been bothering me a lot, because it's going against everything that I like, or everything that I would like to see. What do I mean by that? So, like, for example, like when you have the moves, maybe because NQ is a little bit different, it moves a little bit more violently, right? So when you are looking at NQ, that's usually what I trade. And then I look at the market, I have both charts right next to each other, right? But I'm usually just looking at the market and NQ is what I usually trade. But you make new highs and then you make new lows, right? So which is kind of like, what is going on here? But with ES, I think that is a little bit more predictable, and maybe Efficient would say no, and that's fine. I mean, I don't know what your take is, but when I look at ES and when I look at NQ, I do see some differences as far as how they move in the mechanics and price action, right? So for like when I'm looking at ES right now, like I just don't see them like flushing down to maybe like 54.90 or something like that before they actually kind of maybe retest like some of these upper levels or some of these other zones that we kind of like wicked at or that we tested today. So what do I mean? For example, SPY 548 or or even like SPY 547. Like I see like those levels being retested before we kind of like maybe wick down. Yeah, it could be a wick down, or it could just be a fade, right? Straight to the other white line that you have down there around 54.90, if that makes sense. Efficient, I don't know what your take is, but like I said, NQ, it's pissing me off a little bit, right? Because it's violating everything that when you trade ES or when you trade SPY, it moves a little bit differently, right? So like these I believe that the setups on the ES are a little bit more clean, right? But from what I'm seeing, right, like if I was talking about an NQ, then probably I wouldn't be short. Like I would have to see price action live. But judging by what I'm seeing right now, the chart that I have in front of me, like I'm fairly confident that this is probably gonna rip. How high is it gonna go? Like I'm not sure, right? Like you said, it's gotta reclaim so we can make another high, right? If you just kind of zoom out a little bit more, Mill, if you don't mind. Yeah, so like you said before, so like that 55, 58, I got 55, 55 as the reclaim. If we reclaim that, then it's going to squeeze hard, right? Anything before that is just probably in a range. But to me, this level right here, the fact that we held it tells me a lot. What do you think?
Okay.
Goes right there.
I have a quick question for you. So I actually made a video on this today. Do you want me to post it? It goes over this specifically about this scenario.
Yeah, put it in.
Let me throw it in your channel real quick, and then I'm just going to talk about it anyway, but then people can reference it later because I'm going to talk about the ideas and, hopefully they make more sense if I can explain it more thoroughly, but using my own charts. But basically, I agree with you, Abu. I'm 100% bullish, right? And all I'm saying, all I'm saying is we left back tests behind, right? We both know it's going to go up to 560 plus, and the only discrepancy is the path that we're talking about it's taking. You're saying, hey, I think it's going to hold here and go straight up. I don't think so. I think it's going to probably pop to 5.5, like maybe 40 at the very most again. But what I would really, really like to see is just flush this whole thing. And when I look at NQ, you say they're a little bit different. Yeah, they definitely move different. I agree with you on that. I think NQ is a lot easier to scalp than ES, and ES is like more structural. But like NQ is bullish too. Like it's exceptionally clear to me that there's a back test and it's all the way up above the all-time high. You know what I mean? Like it's going there. I just don't know.
I agree with you.
The exact same thing with RTY and everything else. So it's like, yes, like we're going to go up, and the only thing that we're talking about is do we get this flush first? And then what I'm saying to anybody who's like risk averse or whatever is who the fuck cares? Just wait for it to reclaim the big level, ignore the middle, and if we get the flush and then reclaim the lower level, play it the exact same way as if we reclaim the upper level. Avoid all of the drama in the middle. You won't get stuck. If you can be patient on that, you're going to get a winner no matter what.
Which is, so it's interesting you guys said that because I've been noticing on the whales. I'm going to flip it really quick just to show you guys this because I find it interesting. Let me make sure nothing personal is up on the screen.
There is a gap on SPY on the 4 hour. Just throwing that out there. That we're
Down or
right
up?
on top of.
Down or up?
I think that you said the magic word for Mill. Gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a gap right on the 4
Say
hour.
no more. I'm
below
writing
us.
a whole yeet about it tonight. Great.
You can solve the market
Hey,
with
last
this one
night
circuit
when-
maker tape.
Last night when Abu wasn't here, oh man, I was going gap crazy. I was like,
Number 7. Number 7 will shock you.
Right.
All you have to do is long gaps.
Yeah, all you have to do, number 7 will shock you. So one thing I did notice, right? And so for the flow folks there, can you guys see kind of what's on my screen here? One thing I did notice was that everything is getting pushed out. And that gave me pause. So when I see bullish flow, right? And this is obviously bullish flow, and this is on the oh, this isn't even skewed for bullish flow. This is calls and puts. This is what people are thinking, right? As you can see, it kind of slowed down into GDP toward the end of the day. But they're pushing this out. And I know what my logical mind tells me that means, right? Normally what you would see here is, so you would see expirations for, like, what's this week? The 28th. Normally this would be littered with some 28ths, some 5ths, a few 12s. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of stuff coming for 719, 712. I've got nothing here for 75. So people are nervous about something. They know something.
They're pushing out the dates.
What'd you say?
They're pushing out the dates, like how long they think the consolidation is going to take.
Right. Because it's like they're bullish still. This is overwhelmingly bullish. This is one of the most bullish people screener reads you're going to get, particularly on a day that was kind of choppy.
I'm going to tell you what.
But
my
the dates are so weird.
Completely fucking. This is super uneducated because I don't do flow at all. Okay.
Go ahead, please.
So you can just tell me if I'm wrong.
Please.
But I don't think people are ready for the upside. I think the upside is like 57, 5800. Then we're gonna pop down, and then you know how price can either correct through time or through drawdown. Mm-hmm. One of the two. Meaning you can chop sideways and go up without doing a back test, or you can sharply correct on price and then go up again.
No, I didn't know that. Say that again.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is you can either correct, right? So like price, you know how you know that sometimes back tests don't fill and we leave back tests behind and they'll fill like down the road. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. What I'm saying is price can either correct in time, meaning price can chop sideways and not fill those back tests and then come down on them much later, or it can just knife right to that back test and then reclaim and then go up higher, right? And you've seen both of those things happen. What I'm saying is that I think that what might happen is we might shoot up hard to like 5,700 plus by the end of July, at least. And then I think that we aren't going to correct in time. I think we're going to correct in price through maybe the beginning of August, and then we're going to shoot up again into September. And these are wave structures that I have going back months and months and months. So I think we're in like the termination of like a 15-year pattern, you know, and that's why I think it's moving fast and skipping back tests. But why I care, you know what I mean, about this and about what you're saying specifically about the calls being pushed out is maybe they're giving themselves enough time to capture that upside. That's just my ignorant take.
No, I think that's valid. I think it's valid. Abu, when you think about right, so let's say that I'm correct in seeing that the flow is showing people are putting time on this move. Do you think it's more indicative of consolidation coming? Do you think it's nerves over some of the readings coming this week, or do you think it's a back test coming down to the downside? Just hypothetical, no real answer.
Nah, let me just start by saying that when I see Elon, I just think about Cuba and Miami. But yeah, to your point, I don't know why I thought about that guy.
It's funny. You know what's funny is that was on my mind the other day because I was watching this '90s thing, and I forgot about Elliot. Yeah, that's funny.
I'm. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to rip hard, you know, and like efficiency. Like I just don't know the path, right? Like I'm looking at price action, and a lot of times, you know, when I'm looking at the charts, it's just like I see it being ready, and then all of a sudden, like I see a candle that doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. What's going on here? But I just feel that people don't understand how high we're gonna go, right? So like what I'm seeing right here is maybe like some people that maybe have some knowledge about the market, or you know, maybe they know something that others don't know, or maybe they're just gambling, right? Like I wouldn't be able to say because I don't know much about flow, and like everything that I'm saying right now is just, it's a guess from a flow perspective, of course. But I just don't think that people understand and people know how high we're gonna go. Now, there are some people that do understand it. Like, for example, some of these names, like, I don't know what the correlation would be, like if there are like any events or it's something that they feel that is going to happen, or maybe they are guessing about like some potential news or whatever the case may be. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I would like to see more of this. Like, I don't know what kind of filters you have on. Milt.
I mean, it's called the best. That's all that they're. That's all.
No, but meaning like
as.
you have these filters, right? But I'm not seeing enough names. I mean, these names don't really mean anything to me. You know what I mean? Like these are just kind of like you go to the flea market and you find these names.
Right.
With the exception of UPS, of course, and a few others, right? But I'm saying for the most part, when you look at these names, I go to the flea market and I find them, right? So what I'm saying is, with that filter that you have, that magic filter that you have, like what I would expect to see is different names or more names. Make sense?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. And you would, so the thing is, these are set so that it's the parameters too. These are deep outside the money. So this is all 5% outside the money within 3 weeks expiration or 4 weeks expiration. So you're not going to get as many. But I do want to point out, you said something interesting. So I'm going to give both of you gentlemen a little bit of runway here. So you can quickly look to your charts and see what you might think about energy. I think CVX, ZOM, Elon, as it were, because I just realized something. Thank you for saying what you said, because I realized this filter is showing 275. These are large amounts of premium, right? We're not talking small potatoes. 275,000 on, which one is CVX again? On Chevron. Elon is, I don't know how you pronounce this thing. Elon is, Elanco. It's Elanco Animal Health. It was wrongly listed as energy, so that took all the excitement away I had for that one. So let's just ignore that. But I do see CVX with under 67.5 calls for 719. Now, look. Oil does not flow like this, right? CVX is not a 10% outside the money ticker. So this is interesting. So if you guys don't mind looking at CVX chart maybe, and then I will come back to the chart after I take them through this flow that we're finding together.
Okay.
Of course, after I take a brief advertisement to just let people know that our sponsor is Unusual Whales, and we do enjoy their products and services. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I want to duplicate this, so I'm just going to take a chance. And okay, cool. There we go. That's fine. Let's see, Twitter.com. That worked out well. Okay. And I'm going to say reviewing this $275,000 CVX 719 call order on. Look at Raphael's thing right below me. That's so funny. Look at it's just like the weirdest video found with Unusual Whales right now. Come learn to hunt with us, and at Abu Omega Trigger, and
the one and only Omega Trigger.
The one and only. I love when you say that in the videos. The only Omega Trigger. In case anyone was confused that someone would ever have that name. Come learn how it does, and I would do running the cards on it. Learn, hunt, bank. Beautiful advertisement. Okay. Oh wait, whoops! I forgot to put the picture. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so let's look at the order. So this will show people how to look at flow. So the first thing I saw, premium, very healthy at 275,000, 99% ask side. Typically, like I was saying yesterday, you want volume to be 2x OI, right? So this is like literally like it's a lot of X. All right, it's multiple times. It's like 100 times volume OI, something ridiculous. So we see what time it came through. We're also going to look at how the call premium is. It looks like there was a drop midday that recovered pretty well, a large put premium spike. To me, that says not too much because there was a sharp decline in the price with it too. So first, I'm going to go ahead and dig into this order. So this looks pretty clean, 275,000. I don't see anything problematizing it. I don't see any related orders so far. So now now that I see that it's been vetted this far, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the flow page for CVX. Have a look-see. So this is interesting. What you see is in response to the price drop here, you see this curve, but this is exactly what we saw yesterday. So we'll be talking about this probably in another one that will do the trouble with the curve. But for now, what I'm just gonna say is that this also sharply coincides with price, which I'm going to guess is also correlated with SPY price. Yep. So that's something you guys should know too. You should be looking at the net premium for SPY. Also, when you're looking at, so here, let me back up a little bit. When you see this, right? And we're gonna call this the death cross, right? So this is the death cross that they have on the call premium and the put premium, complete divergence. But you're also gonna look at the price. So I see the price went down as these things happen, which makes sense. And the next thing I'm gonna say is, okay, did this stock's price go down, or did SPY's price go down and take the stock with it, right? Because it was the index. What we see is the index fell at the exact same time. So now this action at the end of the day, I can kind of ignore because I understand this following the index, so my flow is still valid. So right now, this is looking like a nice bullish recovery on the flow, diverging. We press on. So what time was that order at? Time's very important because in case you see another order, you want to remember it. So let's all try to remember that this came in at 8:30 in the morning, roughly, 719, 167.5. At the time, it was trading around 155. So as we look here, now things are getting interesting. Why? 816, we see someone putting in an order on the 175, or we see some activity, I shouldn't say in order. We see 78,000, that's more than a little bit. About double the volume to OI, about 75% roughly volume to OI. So let's have a look at the order. No, don't do that to me. I need to see what time you came in.
Sound like a parent.
I know, right? Yeah, like I need to see what
I
time.
need to know what time you came in.
Yeah, I need to know what time you got to the house. So maybe that came in the same time, maybe not. I just have that feeling that it did. I feel like it did. But facts aren't feelings, and feelings aren't facts. So here, I want to go see what they're doing with this 170 on the 719. Someone sold those. If I was able to see the order, this is where you'd start using your mind a little bit. I'm going to bet that this 719, 170, let's see if we can get the time on that. Probably not, but... So this was at 8:30. Does anyone see why I might be excited about the fact that these came in at 8:30 in the context of what we've just been talking about and looking at? Because of the fact that our last order came in, our homeboy.
Is that bearish or bullish?
That was a bullish call sell, but it's actually a little bit more complicated, I think. If I'm tracking this correctly, it's a little bit more complicated. So this guy comes in with the 175 call, and he comes in at what we determined was 832. Oh, what, now you're not going to show that one too? Are you kidding me? This was the... Oh, this was a different one probably. Okay. So he comes in for the 167.5, right? He comes in at 719. Or he comes in at 832. If we go and then we look at our guy, who comes in at 832 basically, 831 and 59 seconds is 832. This person sells the 170C for the 719, and he grabs the 167.5C for 719. So he's selling the higher strikes and he's buying the lower strikes, which I believe is a bull debit spread. Someone correct me. That's a bull debit spread. Boom. We got him. So someone wants this thing to go between 167.5 and 170 and hover there. So he's betting on a rise, but nothing sharp that would kill the IV with the bull debit spread. We got him. We got him.
The issue is usually they put the same amount of contracts though.
I think that they're hit. Well, I think he was dancing around. So that's why I think we got someone who's dancing and we don't know exactly what because we don't have this data from the 175. But I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts. I don't think it was a bull debit spread actually. What I think he was doing was getting rid of some of these. I think he's in something else. And I think he moved it into the 816s, and I'm going to bet the 816s were at the same time. And I want to see if this little fucker was also the guy who's playing around. No, different time. So this is separate. Okay. But I see what you're saying, where you're like, okay, if it was a bull debit spread, then it would be the same amount of money. And we're talking about $275,000 versus like $4,000. So it's not a bull debit spread. I think it's
My
a
bad, man.
D-gen.
It's not premium though. It's the volume though. Like if they have like 2,000 open for one leg, then you have 2,000 open for the other leg for a bull debit spread. You know what I mean? Like to open the bull debit spread, you need to have the same. You know, well, I mean, you can't have like 500 of one leg and then like 200 of like the other. You need to have an equal amount.
Right.
If that makes sense.
So what's this guy doing?
I'm not sure, but it definitely has my attention though. But also, like, if I were you, I'd also turn on IV, so you could see it. You know, like, cause like if the IV is dropping, then it's likely to sell to open. You know, but like if IV stays the same, then it's very likely it's buy to open. That's another trick that I learned. I don't know if you use IV for your filters or not, but
I never use. I just look at sell to open. I look at where they are on the spread.
yeah, that's the problem. Cause like, I know you're like I'm on the unusual whale side too, but like I see other times I follow other flow people too from time to time. There's times where like it appears bearish on the flow filter for whales, but it's like bullish, or on the ass side on like other what is it, firms, if that makes sense, or other programs. So if I were you, I would just have IB turn on just in case though.
Let me
But
see.
like likely if this is a sell to open, it'll be in settings like right there by filters on the top left, right there.
Top left. Okay.
Yeah, it's in settings right there. Oh no, right there.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay.
And then just turn on IV. It should be in the right there by.
I didn't even know you could do that. Noodle for the win.
Yeah, so you can see there's 19.14 and all that. So it's very likely this is a buy to open, honestly, because the IV didn't drop. You know, usually that's sell to open. From what I learned from Snorlax.
Oh, right, because that's the spread is. Let me see. The spread is 12, 14 cents. Oh, do you know how you can also tell? Because he widened the spread himself. So the first orders came in at 12 cents. He got in at 12. The last one was at 12, and then it raised up to 30. So it was just flukiness.
Yeah, that's another one. But from what I learned from Snorlax, basically, like if the IV stays the same, it's very likely it's buy to open. You know, if it's like dropping, then, like let's say it's buy to open, and the next day we see this and like IV starts to drop on this, for example, then it's very likely they got out. But it's like we never know. We have to check OI, obviously, you know, the following morning.
Right.
As well.
Yeah, hey. We always have to check OI the next morning, right? Wink, wink.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. So many times I get excited, and the next morning I'm like, no, this was nothing. But so here's what I feel comfortable saying. I feel comfortable saying that we've got the same individual or institution or people with the same amount of knowledge that are potentially utilizing strategies that we don't 100% have certain, but that look to be aggressively bullish strategies with large amounts of premium that involve Chevron with an expiration on or before July 19th. I feel comfortable with that assessment. What do you think? That sound fair?
I call.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do flow,
I
man.
don't like this one. I have no idea what just happened. I mean, this was like learning Mandarin for the first time.
Amen.
But like when I look at the chart, like it doesn't call me, or it doesn't really like say to me, "Hey, buy some calls here," right?
It looks like a bull flag. It can go either way.
It's fun. Let me see.
I don't know.
Hold on,
Dude, a lot of the stuff that
I
you
mean,
bring up,
even if you just pull,
like low
even if you
stuff.
just pull up the hourly chart, it's kind of like in the middle, right? It could just
Yeah.
go either way, like you said. So I don't know, man.
Well,
This
well,
is-
we all know Abu's been Mr. Play the middle lately.
Well, but because it is, I mean, tell me, like, pull up the hourly chart right now and
It's on.
draw your levels and tell me what you see. Do
Oh,
you
dude.
see like a,
Did my crowd
like
do
you
well
see
today?
an edge?
Dude, I wouldn't want to long this unless it went down to 154.50 and then knife catch it.
Yeah. That I got 154.49. So whatever, that's the same. But even
Because
That's
I
if
think
you
that
wanna play the inverse head and shoulders, right?
probably wicks down and then it wicks right back up to 157 something, and then you see what to do from there.
Yeah, because
I just think
it's
that-
oil and gas, so it's
I
really
just think
hard.
that to play this, you need that 150, 160 level to clear, right?
Mhm.
If you wanted to play this,
What?
you wanted to play the squeeze, right? But then you might be too late to the party.
Oh, that's
right?
bear
By the time
flagging.
you do that, maybe the whale is already like in
Mm-hmm.
SeaWorld, playing with the trainers. So I don't know.
Well, you guys already see what I'm looking at on the hourly. You know that.
The gap.
Gap.
But you see what I mean?
Right, so I
to
like
your
buying
point,
this at, like,
I mean,
one-
Would you buy it over here?
No, I'd buy it at
Or would you-
153.
that's what I'm trying to say. So like, you wouldn't buy it here, right? I mean, this is not a good spot. So like, you would really have to time the entry. You have to do it, you know, in a way that makes sense, right? So like, you would have to wait for an actual setup before you even, you know, buy the calls, right? And that's what I mean. I mean, this could go either way.
The hard part about coming before Catalyst is a lot of this stuff wicks pre-market at 8:30. So you could wake up tomorrow and the market could be open. It could do the whole wick down and then back up and have reclaimed, and then you could buy it at open and it'd be completely different than right now, you know?
Or you could just get screwed, right, when you buy options because of the, you know what I mean? Like, the setup might happen right at 8:30, and then you all of a sudden the spreads and the prices all jacked up on the options, so you will miss the play. That's the other option, or that's the, you know, it could happen, right?
Yeah.
So so to me, it's just not like, oh my gosh, you know, this is ready, 100% ready. You know, it's right at the level that I would buy it at, or you know, it's just it doesn't feel like that now. If it sets up, then that's a completely different story, of course.
I got.
Filter's in the bathroom now.
No, I was grabbing that. I cannot wait till 153.60. I'm gonna buy it right at this gap, and then show everyone the power of gaps, and I'm gonna write a book about it.
Okay, but let's think about this for a second. Let's think about.
Can we all agree on something for a second?
It filled the gap already, the one that is above. So what would you do with that gap?
Right, you play it to the
How many
downside.
gaps do you need to fill before you buy it?
To the one to the downside. It's a 2-gap.
So like, if you have 20 gaps to the downside, you wait 20 gaps before you buy it. I'm asking.
No.
Like, I'm not mocking you. I'm curious. That's all.
I buy it at the closest one that makes sense. So, to me, if I got some whales who are playing the upside, and I want to be smarter than them, let's say hypothetically, there's a gap down here, 150. Let's just say hypothetically, there's the gap here that exists. There's 1 to 150. I might say, okay, fuck it, put an extra week on the contract, split the middle.
If you're bullish, you could just buy it wherever and hold it, right? But if you got that downside test to 155 or 154.50 and then reclaimed, you could buy it with shorter amount of time because you know it's going to go right after. I mean, it's up to you, man. I don't do flow. Like, when I look at this, the first thing I do is I look at the weekly chart and I'm like, that's a big fucking bull flag, and that can go down or up, right? Because it can shoot down and then reclaim and then shoot back up.
I wouldn't buy it today. We're gonna stalk this one. I for sure agree. I agree with you guys. I agree with you guys. I know that you don't think I do, but I do, and I especially do too because, damn, this shit is good. I especially agree with you guys because of that daily wick. I don't like that one bit on the bear flag. I'm big on wicks, though. You guys know that. So I'm gonna give you.
I mean, they are important. They are relevant.
I'm wicks and gaps.
Price action, they are relevant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm wicks and gaps. It's like the name of like a 70s adult film flick. Wicks and gaps. Okay, so that's gonna be the next YEET TV Plus exclusive. Put the kids to bed. Wicks and gaps is starting. So now I want you guys to turn your attention to our new favorite stock, ELAN.
Elon?
ELAN.
I love that dude. I love that bro. That little bro.
I wonder how he's doing.
Probably pretty good, man.
Shout out to B-Rad. He found that flow of that one earlier today. I
Did
don't
he?
know if it was around lunchtime or something. Yeah.
B-Rad
make like a harem out of every company he has.
Yeah. B-Rad is like ridiculous. He finds every flow.
For real, dude.
It's insane. And he just like quietly sits in the room like, so here's another banger. When people go pay Discord, it's like $7,500, $800. Okay. So I like Elon Flow a lot. We're in it. Sorry, you're going to have to hear me eat because it's been a long day. I had to interview all these people and it was just a long day. So Exhibit A, net premium, absolutely bananas. Look at that. Number 2, So I liked this 19 call for 719. Like almost 100 volume to OI. Oh, I wonder if this guy moved out of the 18s to get some. Let me see. We had to move, Cam. Yes, this guy gets rid of 57K, 16, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so that happened at 7:32 mostly, then he dumps at 11. So let's go look at this guy. So he does that 11. This guy does this at... They're different whales. Look at this. Oh, this is like 200K plus. This is crazy order. Someone is very confident in their movement, like extremely confident. I don't think it's
though, so it's probably waiting for news likely, but honestly the weekly doesn't look bad either for like a breakout.
Let me pull up the chart. Speak your mind.
What's that?
I mean, the weekly chart is very bullish, but I mean, where's the edge here? I mean, you're buying the top of the flag, right?
Resistance, and it looks like it's going to 22. Like it looks like it's going to fill the gap. No. $22.
I mean, I'm almost like at a point where I'm like, because also, guys, remember, this is it has like something crazy in the name, like therapeutics or something like that. You know what that means?
It's just waiting for a move or something, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
I think that you could buy this on a pullback and just sit on it and see what happens. But like buying it over here, you might be right. It's a 50-50 chance for me.
Yeah, dude. I lost on so many pharmaceutical plays. I'm getting PTSD.
If you were going to long this, it looked good at like 13.20 on that back test. You know, I don't know, man.
It's got a pretty big gap to 1380.
I'm like a little bit
What
different.
would you do? All right, so let's talk about the gap. What would you do here?
I have to grab puts because Milton pointed out.
No. I think I would just ignore this gap. It's too far down.
Oh, whoa, what?
Wait a second, dude.
Everything he taught, man. I can't believe this.
Yeah, that's right. I said it casually, too. Bro, I'm sorry. When I see $200,000 spent on 19 calls on a therapeutics company, that gap could be 2 cents below. That shit is getting bought up by me.
Okay.
I see, dude. I'm
not gonna wait for a gap that's 5 points down on a $15 stock.
Yeah.
That's like a 30% drop.
Yeah.
But dude, it's right there, man. I got it.
Who's that, Joseph? Was that Joseph?
Maybe.
Back me up here.
I mean, that's too far down for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I wouldn't touch it.
Oh, the misinterpretation.
Bro, I feel like I just brought like some woman I like super love around, and I'm like, she's beautiful, guys, right? And you're like, ugh.
Yeah. It's too far down for me. Yeah, see what I'm saying? I wouldn't touch it. Oh, that's what you're saying.
This is breaking my heart.
Dude, no. The thing
But
is,
it's not breaking my heart because don't get me wrong. It's not breaking my heart because I value your opinions. It's because I want you guys to make money. It's breaking my heart. You're gonna have to watch me drive away in a Lamborghini.
Oh my god, that's awesome! I love the confidence. I mean, it's not reflected in price action, but I like just the pure
gusto,
unadulterated confidence.
I found Elon.
You found Elon. Yeah, you found it. All right, so we're gonna do one more. Since you guys don't want to make any money, that's fine. Everyone else here does. No, I'm just kidding. I see what you guys are saying. Basically, it's not the best chart setup, but you're gonna follow for flow, but don't expect it to exactly be the best flow chart combo.
Right.
Man, I like it when you bring stuff and it's just like sitting on support and you get out of the money calls and they're like dated for 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, that's a fucking great chart. But you're bringing all these edge cases.
Yeah, no, I'm like, what do you guys think of this oil ticker? It's like, what? All right, let's see. Let's go with one more. Let's see if there's anything on the degen filter.
You know what I'm saying though, Milt? It's like you could be 100% right, but it's like why gamble when there's probably something better you haven't found?
You're gonna be the first person I tag in the Weeble game porn post.
Fuck it, man. If the whole market's going up, I deserve it.
Let's check the Desert Eagle. Dude, I don't know what to make of MSTR. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm gonna skip that. Let's see what's going on in China really quick. We'll check the Dragon Filter. A lot of bullish. Wow.
I think China's going to be. Yeah, I got China on my list of popping.
Whoa! Look at PDD.
To next week.
Look at this PDD flow.
I'm long Neo right now. Maybe look up Neo.
What is it? Is it 2020? Let's see. Neo. Oh, dude, Jimmy. I don't know how Jimmy. Oh, because it's my foreign filter. Jamia made it on here.
But that's how we're in.
BIDU is sitting right above support. That's one of the China ones on my watch list that I'm like itching.
Dude, Abu, look at the weekly chart on Neo right now.
I'm pulling up Neo Flow.
Remember when we used to do that? It was fun. I'd say, look at this chart, and you'd be like, let's make some money. Right
took
now,
a
what I see in
huge
Neo is
put
we got a
premium
weekly-
drop to
not
nowhere.
only- What's that?
Put premium took a nosedive to nowhere. Like it's all call premium.
So why I like
Because I
Neo
mean,
right
it's
now-
sitting on support. That thing is sitting on support right now.
It's sitting on support from 2020, and on the smallest time frame, it just back tested the initial breakout. Look at the weekly chart, just weekly.
That's
Weekly
I'm
candles.
looking at the weekly chart right now, and I just see that it's sitting on support.
Yeah. But where's the back test right now? It hasn't been filled
Is it
yet. for
Neo,
7
right?
months. Yeah,
Oh
Neo's
no,
back
I
test.
misspelled it. I did it.
Do you smell like the
I'm
R&B
like,
singer?
I'm like, you can buy this thing right now and make a ton of money. I mean, this thing is gonna go to 20 or something. I actually spelled it like Neo. Neo.
No,
Check it out,
Neo-
bro. I mean, I might have found the next place just now by mistake. But
Yeah, we're
check
gonna
it
have to
out.
look at that.
Neo. Let me just put the. Let me just pull up the other Neo.
It'd be really funny if like an accidental misspelling is what finally got us in trouble with like the SEC. They were like they're pumping low volume
But,
stocks.
like,
Who's
you know,
ever heard
pull it
of
up. I mean,
Neo?
just real fast. Just pull it up. NEO.
Okay.
Instead of
NEO
NEIO,
looks
just
really
N-E,
good.
like
Neo.
KNEO?
No. NEO. Not like knee.
Neo,
But
like
no, like
Matrix.
N.
Come on.
Like N.
Oh,
N.
knee.
Like,
Like I
like the
said, Neo.
500 ticker?
Like the singer? Like the singer?
No. No, like
Where-
like Neo, but just with an E. Yeah. My bad, bro.
E
My
instead
bad.
Oh, like
I
Neo.
know right now.
Like the
I
Matrix.
just lost my mind. Yeah, I lost my mind for a second.
Look at that. This bro was looking up the Matrix.
Oh, jeez.
That's what I said.
This is a nice little
Oh,
M it's got going. This thing
this
is
gonna
going
be your
down to
next-
like 860.
Is this going to be your next seeking?
Yeah, my next seeking tool is the Neo.
But if you check it out, you are sitting just right there at support. That's weekly support right here. Like this is gonna go to 20.
No, it's not.
How long is it gonna take? I'm not sure, but it's gonna go to 20.
You like this thing?
Eventually.
Is Neo going in the Yeet?
Like I mean, this could take like 3 years. In 3 years, we might be retired and just like driving Lamborghinis and and having 5 mates clean our mansions. But I'm saying, this is still going to 20. That's not something that I would just put out in the Yeet, right? Because I don't know how long it's gonna take. But it's sitting right at support right now. Sitting right at support.
I prefer NIO, but I gotcha.
No. I know NIO, but I'm still like I'm thinking about Neo, and I'm like, wow, I just found the chart that is going at 20, right? It's sitting right at support.
I don't know, man. Neogenomics. You know what I'm gonna tell you? I think every shitcoin is gonna pop, right? So I think you could probably just type in a bunch of random tickers of shit you've never heard of, and they're all gonna go up.
All right,
Let's
let
see.
me look
Neo.
at Neo right now, the real Neo.
The real Neo. I really like the compression of this thing. I like where the weekly is sitting. I like that it's on 2020 support, and it's sitting on the back test of April's breakout.
It's on the weekly you're talking about?
Well, it filled the gap, right? It filled the gap.
Which is very good, very nice.
That is
Filled
very
the gap, so
important.
this is probably a play for a milk, right?
Yeah.
It's right there. Yeah.
So what do you see as the first upside on that? Like about $7, right?
Wow.
Gentlemen, you had me at
I
gap.
see six.
But I'm gonna tell you what. So the thing that makes this chart special is $7 has already been back tested once. So if it reclaims 7, then it's gonna settle low and it's gonna go up like fast. So it's something worth watching.
See what you mean. I mean, but that's a mean target, right? I mean, if you wanted to find something a little bit more kind of like in the middle, then I think that $6 is probably the first target, right?
I might have a little something.
So I'm like playing things a little bit different right now. I'm long every sector or every stock that I think is the most bullish in the sectors that I think are going to pop in small caps, like China, whatever. Like, and you've heard me talk about crypto and all that. I think that's going to go crazy. But we need to.
Shit is like, Mom, you know that Tesla that I bought you last year? Well, that's going into Neo now. So, let's get you another car. Let's get you another car for now.
What do you mean the retail's only 20%?
Well, no, what's funny with you guys is, so you're both always long. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, because the market's been bullish since October 2023.
Fair enough.
So what you can do, like, I'm not always long, but what I usually do in this situation is I only scalp short, and my goal is to always get long on a reclaim so I can hold a runner. And once in a while, when the next trend starts, that runner is going to get me 100 points, which is significant for ES or MQ or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
But you can't hold runners against the market, you know what I mean? Like against the high time frame trend, they get stopped out much easier.
And Neil, to your point, I called out a short a couple of days back on NQ, and it was 100 points.
Right.
So no, I short sometimes, but you got to know how to short and when to short. You know what I mean? Like, one thing is to short like the regular stocks, right? And another thing is to short the market. You know, with NQ or something like that. You have to like really play with a trend. You have to be super cautious, because if not, you can get in trouble. So that's why.
Here's another way to think about it, Mel, and I brought this up in the beginning, but if you miss a short, all you missed was the opportunity to make money, right? You didn't lose anything. But if you hit the reclaim and you're going with trend, you're going to make money the vast majority of time. So if you're just patient.
Well, the problem is shorts pay so much more. In our game, not your game.
Yeah, you'd be shocked at how much leverage you can get out of a future contract. Like I'm serious. Like, what do you control notional and SPY for one ES contract? You spend $50 margin for like $100,000 worth of SPY. It's sick, And people trade how many contracts stacked together.
But the problem with futures is that you really have to respect your stops.
You have to know what the fuck you're doing. I think that a lot of people don't trade futures because they can't. You need to know exactly what the entry is, exactly what the stop is, and where the targets are. Because if you mess any of it up, you're going to lose money.
My targets, so what's interesting is they've been pulling up short on my targets by like 10 cents a lot lately. It's been really annoying. It's been super annoying. Alright, so they didn't like Elon Musk. Jeez.
It's not that I don't like it, man. It's just you got to understand, I don't have flow background at all. So when you find something on the flow and I see something in the chart that could go either way, it just doesn't have any sort of anything to me. I don't have that background where you're like, oh, wow, look at all this premium. I don't know what any of that means.
TSM, like someone wanted to go just absolutely berserk by 726. I'll leave that as I'll leave 2 for the last one. Abu, you take TSM, and Efficient, you take PDD.
PDD.
And Brian, you can do a wild card if you want.
Ooh, thank you.
You're welcome. I wasn't gonna leave you out, buddy.
Yeah, man. I didn't want to take PDD. Like that's like that thing has betrayed me more than my people. So yeah.
What?
Dude, out of all the Chinese stocks, man, PDD is the worst one for me.
Really?
I think, yeah.
Same.
Especially after earnings, man. Did you see their earnings a while back? Oh my goodness.
Let me see. I'm trying to get to the
people.
Oh, I can't find
All
it.
right, makes sense. Your name is Brian, right?
Yeah.
This is a recorded session. This is a recorded session. This is a recorded session.
No, I know. I didn't say anything.
Don't say
I'm
the
just
stuff
saying,
you're
like, I
about to
know
say,
a
bro.
bunch of Brians. I used to trade with a whole bunch of Brians. Cool people. That didn't come out the way I intended it, but you know how I am. Being from New York, things just come out, man.
I traded with a bunch of friends.
Yeah, man. Bunch of Brians in New York.
Yeah. Oh, that's...
They are, for sure.
Okay, let's see. All right, cool. Okay, there's PDD. Oh, that looks pretty bad.
Built. It's recorded. It sounded like a recording. It's recorded.
Because I didn't
It's
because my whole thing is I was like, I swear to God, if because of these guys I have to go back and splice this, I'm gonna be so mad.
All right, cool. Well, are we ready for TSM or what are we doing? Oh, you're doing PDD first?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
What are you looking for here?
What do you want from me?
What do you want here? You want me to verify that this looks like a bad chart?
All right. All right, this is my cue. Now.
Okay.
All right, let's get through these two charts so I can call it a day. That got me.
You said was so you can verify it's a bad shit. You guys are the worst, man.
Hey.
We're moving on to TSM. We're skipping. We're skipping PDD.
Oh, jeez. Alright, let's do it. I gotta get back to the family, so let's do it. man. Let's confirm.
Let's confirm it's a bad.
Come on,
already
get back to
confirmed.
mob work, bro.
Let's
confirm the already confirmed.
Yeah, let's confirm. Alright, so tell me why the TSM chart is terrible.
Oh, jeez.
They backtested a gap.
Oh, they take that gap, they're gonna go up by like $1, man. I would long this shit.
Ugh. Oh, it's weird and gappy. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I did find a nice semi-flow.
I'm literally crying. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was good. Good laugh to cleanse the spirit.
Oh gosh.
But I'm gonna find a super good chart really quick. Give me 10 seconds. Oh man.
You mean like TSM is not a good chart?
The TSM's a weird chart. I don't like all those gaps.
Let's do PDD.
Yeah. CRWD is a good one.
TRWD?
Like anyway.
Alright, let's do it. That's how we're gonna go out.
Okay.
Let's see, TRWD. Never heard of it?
No, CRWD.
Oh, crowd. Oh, okay.
Right.
Crowd feels like a non-meme meme. You know what I mean?
Bro, spread on this thing is terrible.
I don't know if you guys see it, but doink.
That's a bull flag, dude.
That's a bull flag, and on the young weekly gap to the downside.
Oh, guys, get him out of here.
Get it out of here, man. Get it out of. No, but no, what do you see, Justin? Tell me a little bit about it. Tell me about it.
Well, on the hold on.
Bro, they got Joseph.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we're
I'm looking at the
Jugga.
daily,
Okay, daily.
but there's a it's flagging above a gap, and I have volume indicators, and it's a low volume gap below it.
This red bar looks like it got a lot of volume on So what do you? I don't know volume at all. So what are you thinking it does?
I think it powers up and fires up. I don't have the ability to look at flow or anything, but
I'll take a look at the flow while Abu and Efficient and Brian give their
What is
opinion
this
on
for? What, I mean, what chart is this?
it. This is CrowdStrike, CRWD.
Oh,
Don't spell it like CROUD.
yeah, what's going on with this crowd?
Looking in Neo.
I mean,
Stop laughing, Efficient, because then I start laughing.
We can't keep it together for one fucking day, man. We're so fucked up.
I don't think it's popping off in the next day or two. But
Don't adjust it now, Joseph.
you know,
Take your
I
medicine.
get you, but it's got a gap below, so I'm concerned about the gap.
All of a sudden now? Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, but
Oh, you were? I actually believed you. Damn it.
Dude, look,
no,
I
I mean, I feel you. I feel you that this chart is very bullish. I feel you, man. It's just like, I don't know.
it's bullish, but look at we have 2 days until the monthly candle closes, and hasn't retested 365. I don't know. Could it come down there and retest? I'm not sure about that.
And so, like, I wouldn't buy this here, and it could rip. You might be absolutely right, and you say, Abu, you don't know anything. You know what I mean? You need to learn flow, or whatever. That's fine. That's fair. From a price action perspective, like when I look at his chart right here, like it just doesn't. Like,
Milt's bringing a bunch of bull flags with price rate.
No,
but
this
these are
is
just kind of like at the top. You know what I mean? Might as well just put some Bollinger Bands or something like that up there, and let's just buy the top. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
yeah, I'm not hating. I like these groups, and y'all bring other ideas to my ideas, and we're able to
No.
freely.
Listen, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is not. We're not trying to give you a hard time, or we're not making fun of you. I'm just saying that
It means that they like
everyone's
you
got
if you get a hard
different
time.
styles. Everyone's got different styles, right? But like for me, like if I traded this, I would lose money, like straight up. And maybe you will trade it and you'll make a ton of money, and then you'll retire and get more solar panels and become like the next, like Musk. No, I'm being for real. Like, I'm being a little bit funny, but I'm being for real, right? Because everyone's different. You see some things that I might not see. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to trade this chart here. You know what I mean? That's not my type of setup.
Risk reward. I know your risk reward, and you like more for sure, because this is at the top and it is flagging at a top, so there are other options that are better to play, but this is one that I saw that I wouldn't mind throwing a couple bucks at it, just like Snowflake. I'm pretty heavy in Snowflake right now, but
Oh, let's take a look.
And that's fair.
Let's take a
That's
look.
fair, but just keep in mind that, for example, like if you go with the way, like it's almost kind of like forming like a head and shoulders, right? So like it's just I don't know. Like I'd much rather buy something close to support or something that is kind of like reclaiming. The power cycle is done. You reboot it and it's ready to log. For you to log in. I like to buy.
You could knife catch that 365 and just play whatever bounce happened.
Right.
Like, not to say the bounce will continue or reclaim, but whenever we get really close to the monthly close like we are now, and we're right in between, I have think sometimes they wick down and test those monthly wicks.
So I actually like, and I'm probably going to be in the minority here. I like Snow. I don't know what you're in, Joseph. I like Snow upside here. It's at support. It showed a big bounce off of it. It's got plenty of price action room to the upside. Yeah, sure. Could it go down and test 100? Yeah, and you know what I mean. And a lot of things could happen in life. But I like Snow. And personally,
But that chart right there, like if somebody were to ask me, you know what I mean? Is this chart more interesting than the other one? And I would say I would take this chart,
yeah, I'm in
100 times over the other one. I
you're
would
an
take this
816
one
what?
over the other
154?
816 150s.
Okay.
I got a stack of them. I think they're up 40% already.
Ooh, look at him drop a cat. I think
This guy did 40% already. You know how many solar panels that is?
Yeah, he's like, you might have
got more room to go. That's what I bought a shitload of time.
I got you.
Yeah, he's like, the jacuzzi needs an add-on, baby.
Hey, you guys are great, but I gotta leave, man. I gotta go and do something for the family. But it was nice talking to you.
All right, good talking to you.
Hey,
I'll let you guys all go,
don't do
actually.
anything I wouldn't do. What's that?
I said I'm going to let them all go. This is a really great session.
go.
This was fun. Brian, thank you. Efficient, thank you. Abu, thank you. Joseph, thank you.
Boys.
Everyone, thank you. YEET TV Plus people,
That's
if
what
you're on
we're
Plus.
here for. That's what we're here for.
Yeah,
Don't forget to
just
subscribe.
They're
Forget
here to just
support us.
shit on my plays. If
Milt, real quick,
Yeah.
1 second, because I gotta leave. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to support us. Don't be a prune. Do it. See ya.
Yeah, if you want, so here's the deal. Here's the rundown. This is recorded. It'll be sent out to everyone who has YEET TV Plus, as will all of the Discord recordings. It's $10 included with YEET Plus. Other than that, have a great. Oh yeah, and we're killing it over there. It's been like a ridiculous week or whatever. But anyway, have a great night. Efficient has a Substack. He is one of the best traders I know. His Substack. He's going to drop the link for his latest edition in the chat. Sign up for all our shit. We're way better than other Furus who just charge you a bunch and don't teach you anything. Have a good night, guys. Later.